Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Hands on SAP Dev with me, DJ Q Macro, on a Friday morning. Quite cold, nicely cold, crisp Friday morning here in Manchester. Got my coffee. I've got a slightly different lighting setup, so hopefully the focus might be a little bit better. I don't know, but we'll see. And less sort of shine on my large forehead. I thought I'd go for the coffee mug that I think I started out using when I first ventured into the live stream, which of course is the wonderful SAP Coffee Corner Radio podcast mug. I've got my coffee. It's a Chateau 76 from the local roasters down the road. Very nice. Good morning, Kadia. Good morning, Johan. Good morning, Manuel. Welcome and thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. And also, this is the last episode in this mini-series, Graphing Artifacts. I mean, we're just going to wrap up really and just to have a recap on the things that we've been doing. So it should be a fairly relaxed, maybe less intense episode than we normally have. Jodel, good day to you. Good day to you, Jodel, and good morning to you, Helmut, in Hanover. So I'm sort of glad it's going to be a more relaxing stream today because I'm so tired. I got woken up about 4 times last night. I've not had much sleep. So if I sort of drift off or start rambling even more than usual, just give me a shove on the chat. But there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to have a drink of coffee before we start going. I've got a few bits of news to share. Let me switch over to the main scene and I'll go to, also I've been messing around with, I'm just wondering whether this would be a good sort of background if I had an opacity set so I could see a terminal behind a terminal. I got this from another live streamer that I follow and joining on Twitch, which is RWX Rob. So this is wonderful aquarium, ASCII aquarium. So I thought that's quite nice. It's very, very relaxing in the morning. I looked into it actually. It's written in Perl, which of course appeals to me greatly, beyond the fact that it's all ASCII. That's quite a pleasant thing to start out with. But anyway, let me move to the browser. There's a few things to share here. What have we got? Oh yes. I suppose the most important thing is that we've got the SAP developer news item or news episode. Came out, well, it's actually dated yesterday. I think it came out this morning though. I don't know, last night. I don't know. So let me just share that with you. Let me quit that. Share that URL. There we go. Jodel, I will never get out of terminal. No, I'm taking an even deeper dive, given the water and everything. Come in, the water's lovely. So check out the latest news. We've got a number of things, and as you probably know as well, we did have some links in the actual news. I can run that camera because it's on silent. For example, we did have some URLs here, but we thought, we're thinking at least at the moment, it might be better to have the links in the description, wherever that description is shown on your device that you're watching on, because you can just click on them, right? So we don't have to make any shortened links or anything. That is basically where you're going to get the links from for each of the items. And talking of those links, of course, everybody knows about TechEd. And we've got a little item on TechEd. All my colleagues have written, let me just open that in a separate window and that one as well, have written or about to publish a blog post on our recommendations. So check that out as well. And Tom's blog post here, let me just share that one. So you can see I'm tired. That is the one you can go to first of all, because that has the links to all the other blog posts that we've all written as individuals. Have you all registered for TechEd? Let me know in the chat. If not, why not? And most importantly, I think the most important URL I want to share is this one. So this one is a little bit of a backstory. So we've got the main keynote, of course, from Jürgen Müller. And he's going to be talking about all sorts of cool stuff. But we've also got a developer keynote, and that's this DK100 session, which is here. Go ahead and add it to your agenda. So I'll let you do that. Make sure you add it to the agenda. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this is a bit of a story that sort of explains, it's very short, very explains the sort of thing that you'll be seeing. So you're not sort of coming into what's the word again? The developer keynote cold. I always find that if I've got a bit of a backstory, a bit of a background as to what to expect, when I see the stuff that is actually coming off the screen, then I can understand it a bit better. So that's the reason for the backstory. So check that out. And also we've got the whiteboard. It's actually that whiteboard there is in the room next door to me. That's in the office that my wife Michelle uses. So I had to rub all her stuff off and do this whiteboard, which is quite fun. Anyway, my TechEd calendar is already full, Jodel. Yeah, I think there's so much cool stuff to see. Let me know in the chat what you're looking forward to watching, apart from, of course, the developer keynote, which you all should attend. So yeah, let me know, Jadel. What are you looking forward to? We've got some community sessions as well, right? I think I've referred to the one of the community sessions. There's a number of them, but we've got a community session from Napit, a friend of SAP's hands-on SAP Dev, of course. Where is it? Yes, transitioning from, let me make that a little bit bigger. Transitioning from ABAP programmer to developer. Channel 1 talk by Napit. So good on you, Napit. So there we go. That's that. I don't think there's anything else to share. Oh yeah, one more thing is that this is going to be the last Hands-on SAP Dev episode that I'm going to do this year. So no more Fridays. Next Friday is 27th, but I thought, well, it's coming up to the holiday season. It's coming up to the TechEd and holiday season. We've come to the end of this particular mini-series, so this is going to be the last Hands-on SAP Dev from me this year, and we'll start again in January. So I'm looking forward to that. All refreshed. So there, yeah, let me go. So let me know in the chat, not just Jodel, but anybody. Community session from Gregor will be very interesting. Cat with Postgres. Oh my goodness, yes. Helmut, that is fantastic. If you can share a link there, that'd be cool. Good morning, Samueli. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're just talking about TechEd and what we're looking forward to seeing. And yeah, so Helmut's pointed out, of course, the Gregor Wolf, another friend of Hands-on SAP Dev, is doing a community session on CAP and PostgreSQL. So Jodel, let us know what you're looking at in TechEd, and anybody else in the chat as well. So this may be, as well as a more relaxed session, and maybe a shorter than 1 hour session. We'll see. So just to remind ourselves, this is the repo that we've all been sharing. Let me just share that with you as well. And it's all up to date as far as where we got to last week. And the graphing part of this repo, because of course we created this repo in the previous sort of main series, the diving into messaging. In fact, it's SAP Devs. There we go. It's that there. Where is it? Yeah, dive. Oh no, this repo. Where is it? What? Oh, well, we created this repo here. You can tell I'm really tired. While doing the diving into messaging on SAP Cloud Platform, right? But the things that we've been doing in this series are all in the graphing folder. So that's the thing. Has anybody installed any of this or tried things out? You still got to fill in your agenda yet? Okay, Samuel, that's get onto it and make sure you put the developer keynote DK100 on it. Thank you. Yes, yeah, that's good. So I think it would be just a bit of fun to go through. And I want you to ask me anything you want about the things that we've been doing on this little mini-series. So we've got this here. Let's go into the graphing directory. And let's have a look what we've got. We've got, this for me is worth mentioning, hitting a moving target, how to keep your SAP skills up to date. Oh, that sounds interesting. Let's have a look at that one. SAP TechEd 2020. Let's have a quick look. That sounds really CM107. Whose is that? That looks like a community session as well, right? Sessions CM107. Ah, Mike Doyle. Yes, Mike's great. That's definitely one to watch. Yes. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the new products and technologies that seem to arrive daily? Yeah, I do. So yeah, cool, great stuff. Good recommendation, Joel. Shout out to Mike there. Right, okay. So we've got here the things that we've been developing. So why don't we run what we ran at the end of last week just to see where we are, and then we'll just dig in to make sure we understand all the bits and pieces, because I would love to know if you can also install and get these things running, right? So if we are we logged in? CF login. I think we are, but let's log in as well. Okay, so we're logged in. If we say cache graph, in fact, management, let's go back up one actually. Management list queues. We've got that little script that will list the queues for us, Q1, Q2, Q3. In fact, talking of use Samuele, let's use the open dashboard that you've modified for us to have a look at that sort of maybe in a graphical format first of all. Oh, what a surprise. Let's refresh and log in again. Open dashboard. Yeah, there's your wonderful little open command that checks the Windows scripting. Sorry, not Windows scripting, Windows subsystem for Linux thing. So that's your little change there. So if we go here and have a look, we've got the 3 queues, Q1, Q2, Q3. We've got a number of queue subscriptions, sales order created, topic, and topic A and topic B. And we've got the 2 webhook subscriptions, WHS1 and WHS2. So that's that. So now if we say management list queue subscriptions for Q2, for example, we can see we've got those subscriptions. Q2 is subscribed to sales order created, topic A and topic B. By the way, one of the reasons I thought I'd go through this is because I had a couple of questions sort of out of band saying, can you just slightly go through these things again, just to revise this stuff. So that's partly the reason why I'm doing this, but it was a nice way to wrap up as well. So we've got that. And if we now have a look at, if we run, where are we? So you go into graphing again, right? If we now run graph, in fact, let's run it in the cache. It's going to produce this directed graph dot definition for us, which we've done with the awk scripts, right? And that little shell programming in the graph script. We'll have a look at that. And then we've run that again. And in fact, let's do it in another window. Yeah, in another window here. Let's have it. That's the 8. See local, no, not local, projects, cloud, messaging, hands on SAP dev, graphing. Yeah, let's make it over here a bit. Yeah, we'll look at the code over there and run it over here because this allows us to graph the thing in the terminal. So if we say graph, or even cache graph, pipe that into our godot, which we'll have a look in a second. This is what we did last week, and render that in the terminal. There we go. That's what we've got. Okay, so we've built up over the last 3 episodes 1, 2, and 3, all of that stuff. In fact, let's have that line equals left. That looks a bit neater. Yeah, okay. And we'll also mess around with the colors maybe, just so we can see the background as well in our terminal. But how do we do that? Let's go back across to here and have a quick look. We've got the graph script. Okay, we'll look at the graph script because that's what's run first. Then the output of the graph script we pipe into godot. We'll look at the godot script again, and we'll also look at the cache script if you're interested. Let me know if you want to look at the cache script. And by the way, let me know also if there's anything else you want to look at here, what we've been doing. We've got here, so we run cache, we run graph, and the graph follows the sort of the the Google Shell style guide, like all my non-trivial scripts. So it starts with a main function, and we just invoke the main function at the bottom. By the way, is everybody familiar with the Google Shell style guidelines? Let me know if you're not. I can share the link to that. And then we start echoing out the output that we want. In fact, if I go across to here and run that, just the graph thing, it will see, there we go, we'll see it starts out with digraph, and then it spits out these subgraphs, the Q cluster subgraph and the topics cluster subgraph, and then it spits out the relationships between the Qs and the topics. Okay, and that is done by this Qs topics awk script, which we run on the output of our get Qs topics function. Okay, and the get Qs topics function basically runs that management list Qs, which we've just done to list the Q1, Q2, Q3, and go through each of those, right? For each of the Qs, Q names in that output, go through and spit out the Q name first of all, and then call list Q subscriptions on that Q. Okay, and then we parse out of that output the Q name and the topic pattern, and then we pass all of that into awk, and specifically that awk script there. And we do a similar sort of thing with the get webhooks, right? So we've got the get webhooks, and there's the script there, and we just run the messaging list webhook subscriptions, and we pipe the output of that into JQ to pull out the name and the address. Okay, and the address has got the Q name, but it's prefixed with Q colon, so we use the sub string function there in JQ to sort of substitute Q colon with nothing. Okay, so I wonder if it's worth, yeah, why don't we do this, right? Well, let's just run, instead of calling main, we'll just call get Qs topics and then exit. Okay, and in fact, let's go across to here and list graph, enter graph. Yes. Okay, we've not saved that yet, so let's go across to here. Does that make sense? Right, does that make sense? Let's save that. Oops, don't want to rename the window. Let's save that. There we go. So we're getting the output, the pure output of get Qs topics. Okay, so that's that Q1, list Q1, no subscriptions to any topics, list Q2, and then there are 3 subscriptions, Q2 to sales order created, Q2 to topics, and Q2 to topic B, and then list Q3, and we get a single subscription, Q3 is subscribed to sales order created. Okay, if we, instead of this, well, let's have a look at the output of get webhooks, right? Get shorty, get webhooks. Let's save that. Where's get webhooks? There we go. We get the webhook subscriptions. Okay. Now remember that, let's just do that. Let's go up to management. Oh, cloud messaging, hands on CBF. Messaging list webhook subscriptions. We get, that's this thing here, the WHS2 name and the Q colon Q2. So we can see that the webhook subscription WHS2 is connected to Q2. So we need to strip off this Q colon. That's what we're doing in this little sub thing here. Okay, all so far so good. Everybody's very quiet this morning. It's been a long week, I guess. So that's the output of get webhooks. So now what we can do is we can say, where are we? If we say here, in fact, let's run this. Just that bit. We get that section which deals with the topics and the Qs. So both the cluster, Q cluster subgraph and the topic cluster subgraph and the relationships. And instead, if we list the, let's put that down there, run that, we get the webhook cluster subgraph and the webhook Q relationships. So these are all building up little bits of the dot description, and that's it basically. So we wrap it in a digraph thing here. So we got the digraph open, and a little bit of a space, an empty line, and the closing curly brackets of the digraph, and that's it. And then we pass that into dot. Okay, we'll have a look at the dot shortly. So is that all clear? Is that all good? Is it worth having a quick look actually at the cache script? I know that a couple of weeks ago when I first introduced the cache script, a couple of folks were interested in it. I know Asaf was interested in it. Asaf, are you here today? I don't know. But basically what I'm doing is I'm running this cache command that I wrote. This is a very short shell script that caches the command's output. So you say cache, and then you say the command that you want to run, and it'll run that command, but then it will store the output of that command in a temporary file down here, in my case, in a tempdir, which is /tmp, right, or whatever you want. That's no problem. No apologies needed, Samueli, and no apologies needed. Good that this is a fairly relaxed thing, that we're not doing anything super new. And then we've got here the main. That's it. That's all there is. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. There's the main. That's the entirety of the cache script. So all we do is we work out how many minutes we want to cache something for. Okay, so we can take the default of 5 or the value of the environment variable cache mins if we've got that set. We create a cache file. Okay, we just make up some random name. In fact, I'm wondering actually. Yeah, we can see some of the cache files there. So those are the cache files that are created by me prefixing various commands that I run with cache. Okay, and basically I'm also giving myself the option of specifying the number of minutes on the command line. So I can say cache -m or -mins 2, and it will use that for the minutes value instead, right? And basically, this is something we all used in the management and messaging scripts from when we did the dive into messaging, where we were caching the output of the retrieval of the the service key from the messaging service instance, right? Thank you, Samuel. Thank you. This is in my, by the way, this is in dot files. This is there in the, there we go. Let's just save that. There, that's in my dot files. Stein, hi Stein. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Hands on SAP Dev, Stein. Beautiful comments, fonts. Thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I say thank you. I can take no credit for this whatsoever. This is the wonderful Victor Mono font, and I have configured Vim to tell Vim how to do italics, because I don't know why I had to do that, but I did that. In fact, if I look at the, yeah, there we go. This is what I had to do. I had to say this is how to turn on italics and turn off italics, and I've also set the highlight for what Vim recognizes as comments in my terminal to be the italic font style or font family, face, whatever. I can't remember what the name is. So that's how I've done it. Yeah, but I think it looks really nice, don't you? So this is, by the way, this is also Victor Mono font. That's Victor Mono. Absolutely beautiful font. So as you can see, there's a bit of italic there. So wonderful. So there we go. So that's that. So basically, if there's no cache file, or the cache file exists already, but it's older than the minutes we've specified, then we want to run the command again for real and install a cache in there. Okay, and I'm using the wonderful and unloved, maybe, T command to basically put a T on the pipe. So you got the pipeline in Unix, the pipeline of whatever the command is. There's the invocation of the command, whatever I've specified on the command line, with the cache command. I run that. It spits out the output as normal to standard out, but it also, with T, I can say, by the way, also put this into a file. Okay. So If there's no cache file or we've already exceeded the number of minutes we want to wait, then run it again and rewrite the cache file. Otherwise, just write out the cache file. That's it. So that's the cache script. So the cache script is not in this repo. It's in my .files repo because it's a script I use beyond just messaging. So that's that. Let's quit out of there. I think that's that. Don't need that one. And I think that's all we wanted to cover, or that's the only thing that we need to cover. Oh, yeah, well, no, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at the actual awk scripts themselves, right? In fact, if I undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that, undo that, run that there, we've got the output of, there we go, we can see the thing running now. We've got the output, and let's have a look at the queues, topics, awks, right? If we do that, let's just remind ourselves of how this awk script works. So this particular awk script, queues, topics.awk, is going to be processing this, this data. Yeah. So awk is a beautiful language. It's a pattern action language. So you can define a pattern, and when that pattern is matched by awk on the lines that it's processing, it'll do the action. And of course you can have, well, not of course, but you can have an action which is bounded by curly braces with no pattern. And an action with no pattern means it's run on every line. So on every line, basically, I take the first word, or the first space separated value, because awk by default separates on white space, and put that into a variable called q. I take the second value and I put that into a variable called topic. And it doesn't matter if the value of $2 is not defined, because it won't be defined in this particular case, or this particular case, or this particular case, but that's fine. Awk basically does what you want it to do, as it were. So one topic, two queues. One topic, two queues. Yes, so we can have multiple queues, of course, subscribe to the same topic. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the sales order created is a real topic name, right? And if you've got events, if you've got messages being emitted on that topic from, an S/4HANA system, for example, then of course you may have more than multiple services, applications, things that you want to listen and react on, a new sales order, for example. So there's definitely a requirement to be able to subscribe multiple queues to the same topic. And yeah, so T is almost like, one topic, two queues. Yeah, beautiful. A beautiful parallel, Sam Whaley. Yeah. On the a pipeline subscription, as it were. So we're going through these lines here, and there we go. Let's go back here. And here's a pattern. NF is a built-in variable in awk. That's the number of fields. The space-separated things, these words I've been calling them, those are called fields in awk. So this is saying when there's only one field, so that's the case for this line, and for this line, then start to store in an array called queues, keyed by the actual value of Q there, the first one, Q. So we're just storing up Q1, then Q2, then Q3, right, in an array called queues. When we have two fields, which is in this case, this case, this case, and this case, then we want to do the same for topics. So we want to store the topics, sales order created, and topic A and topic B in an array. But we also want to store up the relationship between the queue and that topic. And as Samuel was just sort of intimating as well, it's not just a one-to-one relationship. You can have a one-to-many or a many-to-many. So QA can be subscribed to topic 1 and topic 2, and you can have multiple. You can have a queue subscribed to multiple topics, basically, which is the reason why we want to store the topics that a queue is subscribed to in a list for that given queue. Okay, so these are the subscriptions, and this will concatenate whatever values in that particular array entry with the new topic and then a space. Okay, so that's the pattern where there's two fields. We want to do this, and then there's a couple of special patterns. There's a begin pattern and an end pattern, which you can imagine begin runs at the start and end runs at the end. And oh, someone said to me, "Wow, a lot of delay on streaming. My message about one topic was 3 minutes old when talked about tea." No, there might be some delay somewhere, but also I think I only just noticed the chat, so that's probably I'm delaying as well. So no worries about that. All my fault. Whatever happens, it's all my fault. So in the end pattern, this is where we start to print out the dot output. So we've got a for loop for queuing queues. We want to print the queues. We want to print all the queues out with double quotes around them and a semicolon at the end. And the same sort of thing, we want to print all the topics out. But then this is where we approach this subscription, this subs array. Okay, so we go through the subs array for queue in subs. So the first time around, queue is going to be Q1, and it's going to be Q2, and it's going to be Q3. Oh, in fact, it's not going to be Q1 at all, because there's going to be no Q1 in subs, right? It's just when we've got 2. So Q2 is going to be the first thing. We grab the value of the subs for Q2, which is going to be sales order created, topic A, topic B, space separated. We use the split string command or function to split a space separated, white space separated list into individual fields that go into a new array, TS, right, topic subscriptions. And then we can loop through that, and that's it. So that's how it all works. That's how it all fits together. Shall we have a quick look at the other one, the webhook awks? That's very, very similar. We've got the no pattern, so this is run on every line as well. We've got the pattern where we've got 2 fields in the line. So we just, record the queue that the webhook is connected to. And then we go through a for loop there and to print out the actual webhooks themselves. And then we go again and we actually write out the relationship. And that's it. That's it. So let's go back actually. There's a dog barking outside. What's going on? He's probably getting excited. I think that's all there is. No. Okay. So we've got that now. So that covers the graph. Let's make that full screen for a second. That covers the graph script, the main script. And we've looked at the awk script for queues and topics, and we've looked at the awk script for webhooks. And the only one left is this godot. Okay, so in fact, let's edit that, right? This is the godot script. Let's go back here again. And let's kill that. That is run in this context here. So let's run that and see what happens. Oh, did I change? Wait, of course. I, of course, forgot that I changed. I hacked the graph script, didn't I, to just print out that. There we go. Let's go back there. Whoa! There we go. Let's go. Godot. I just realized that I've added another keyboard shortcut to jump to, there we go, to jump to my 6th desktop, which is OBS. But, of course, that's also Control 6 in Vim, which flips back to the previous. God, what a fool I am. I only did that the other day. Anyway, let's run that again. What's going on? Did I not save that? Let's run that. Cache graph. What? Okay. Let's go back here. Graph main. I'm tripping myself up, aren't I? Because the cached output of graph is the incorrect output. Okay, so let's do that then instead, right, just for now. Graph godot kitty icats. There we go. Let's run that. There we go. There we go. I wonder if we'll need a way maybe to well, actually, I wanted to do this, right? Cache minutes 1. There we go. Okay, so it's been over a minute. So we said, just hold it for a minute. So there's the output now. So let's have a look at godot. Because one of the things that how does this work? We've got a couple of variables. Victor Mono is the font that's being used here. We've got the font size. But I'm just slightly disturbed by the fact that it's, by default a white background and so on. And the thing is, we've got the font name and the font size for the N, the nodes, and the G, the graph. But you can also define things for edges. If we have a look at the, where is it? No, is it node shapes? No, right. Graphviz. We looked at this the other night, the other day, didn't we? Dot font name, node edge and graph attributes. Is it that one? There we go. Yes, there we go. So we can also change the color, right? We can change the background color and the color for edges, nodes, and clusters, and background color for graphs and so on. So why don't we change the background color? We'll just change a couple of things for the whole graph, right? So let's go here, graph background color, American spelling, and also we'll have here declare background equals and the foreground ivory. Why not? Background, and is there a color as well for the graph? I don't think there is there? Color. Oh, color scheme. Wow. Don't know what color scheme is there. That's quite cool. There. Okay, let's go back here. Let's just get rid of that one for now. Let's just try that. Now, over here, let's do the same sort of thing. So we'll say list godot. Whenever godot changes, run actually, no, let's just run it like this. That'll do. There we go. Okay, so we've got now a transparent background, but we need to change the nodes. Yeah, we need to change the color of the nodes, don't we? So why don't we say here, we got the node. Let's keep the nodes all in one place. Color equals foreground, right? Is that going to work? Let's save that, go across there, run that again. There we go. Now, the reason I'm just hesitant in trying to use ENTR is because, well, let's do it actually. Let's create a little Go script to say cache graph, pipe it into godot, pipe the output of that, which is going to be PNG, into a way we can display it in the terminal. Yep, change mod plus x go, and then we'll say list. What do we do? Go dot clear the screen and run go. Bash go. What's happening? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, also what we'll do, because I think my head's in the way, right? Align left. There we go. Okay, that's good. That's good. So now let's just go across here and change this. We want the, well, let's try it. Is there a foreground color? Graph color equals foreground. Did that change? I think it did. It did. It changed the boxes, didn't it? Yes. And now all we need for the nodes. Yes, for the nodes, we've got color, 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 background color, color, font color for edges, nodes, graph, and clusters. Okay, so we want font color. So, in fact, let's have that one there. Cool, font color's changed, but we also need the there as well, right? Graph font color. I'm assuming the webhooks and the queues and the queue. Oh, queues and queues have got the wrong names, haven't we? Let's fix that. Color equals font color. Oops, font color. And oh, the edges as well, right? We want the edges to be. That's better. The only thing we need now is to fix, because we've got the webhooks here. There's also. Can you have all that help there? Align, place, scale up. That's it. I knew there was something. Let's do that as well, right? Let's put that there so you can see it maybe. In fact, let me put my head down at the bottom. There we go. Scale up. Is that better? Is that better from a viewing perspective? There we go. Let's run that. There, that's better. That's better. We've got webhooks, queues, and queues, which is not right. We got the webhooks is right, queues. So the topics. Has that always been like that? Oh, it's going to be in one of the awk scripts, isn't it? Topics and queue. Ah, yeah, okay. So let's have a look. Cluster queues. And cluster, labels, queues, labels, queues. No, we didn't spot that, did we? Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. So if we now go into dot again, save that, that should rerun. Okay. We're still caching. We're still caching. We're still caching the output. Okay, so let's go across to here and get rid of the cache. Let's just run it now. Go. I think we're good, right? I think we're good. So that's it. I will send. Oh, let's put those changes now. Actually, what have we got? Do we want that go? Let's just clean up go a little bit. User bin and bash. Helper script to be used with entr, e.g. ls some file entr clear screen bash go. There we go. Right, there we go. That'll do. Yeah, that's fine. So git add go and go dot. And what have we changed there? Git diff queues topics. Oh yes, okay. So let's just add that first of all. Git commit changes to be committed there. Add helper script and colors to go dot. And we'll add the queues topics aughts fix topic cluster name. There we go. I think that's it. Are we done? Are we done? Are we done? Come on, disappear. There we go. That's it. I'm still not even this is the last episode of this series and the last episode of this year, and it's my last administrator biscuit. Everything's falling into place. So I think we should finish here. Thank you so much for joining. It's been a long week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if there's anything else. You know, create an issue on the repo. Enjoy the repo. Everything's there now. And let me know in the comments to this video whether you get things working. And also have a think about what we want to cover next year. I've got some ideas already, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So Have a great Friday. Have a great rest of the day, basically, and a great weekend. And I will see you online. And I'll see you at TechEd. Thank you, Helmut. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining and chatting. What to look forward to next, exactly. So thank you, Johan. Thank you, Jodel. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, I'll see you online on Hands on SAP Dev next year. But I'll see you online generally, right? Okay, bye for now.